Sometimes people are curious, or they might get some information about how bankruptcy might impact their short sale. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, the subject of bankruptcy is huge. I mean, there are so many different facets, and I would encourage anybody who's watching this to give us a call so that they can get specific advice about their scenarios. Not that we would be giving bankruptcy advice, but just how it would impact their specific short sale scenarios. But to put it briefly, it has to do with, first of all, bankruptcy would not stop a short sale from occurring. A bankruptcy also doesn't stop a foreclosure from occurring. But in my opinion, if a bankruptcy is going to be filed and it hasn't been filed yet, it should be done after the short sale, if applicable, or before a short sale, but almost never during. If a bankruptcy is done in the middle of a short sale process, we can still complete the short sale process, but it can cause significant delays depending on what chapter is filed. If it's Chapter 7, we need to make sure that there's a notice of intent to sell that has been filed in with the Chapter 7, and we need to get the trustee to abandon the property and give us a letter of such. Otherwise, we have to wait until the bankruptcy is discharged. If it's a Chapter 13, then the sale has to go before the trustee and all the creditors, and then they get 21 days to object to the sale. If nobody objects to the sale, then we can move forward. But the problem is you've got a 21-day gap, and generally they're not even going to review that until they see what the banks involved are going to do in the short sale. So in most cases, you have to negotiate the first, the second, then request for the trustee's approval of the sale. In the meantime, by the time you finally get the trustee's approval, you might have to go back and get extensions on your first and seconds again.
Right.
So it can extremely complicate a short sale process, but it doesn't make it impossible to complete.
So having a bankruptcy after a short sale, how does that work? What's the main benefit there?
Well, the only time I would have a client consult a bankruptcy attorney after a short sale would be, for instance, if the bank was the second mortgage. If there's a second mortgage that says that we'll take the amount that we're going to get out of the short sale and we'll release the lien, but we won't release the debt. That would be, if there's other debt to file in the Chapter 7, that would be a reason why someone would then file a Chapter 7. They could accept the short sale, and if they still really can't afford to continue to make the payments, they can further down the road file bankruptcy on that.
It sounds like sometimes it's good for somebody to file a bankruptcy before a short sale too, but every situation is different. The best thing would probably just be for them to call and figure out their situation.
It just depends on the stage.